woman, as well as the first Black and the first South Asian person to hold that position in the U.S. Expectations were high. So what did Harris achieve in that role?
Being given this sort of portfolio of really intractable, incredibly difficult issues to supposedly be responsible for without actually having any real power or ability to be responsible for them, didn't do her any favors.
Her first major assignment as vice president? Working with Central American countries to reduce the number of migrants coming into the United States. Republicans cast Harris as the border czar, focusing on her as they criticized the administration's handling of the U.S. southern border.
We are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
We don't have an Australian border crisis. We don't have a border crisis in Europe. We have a border crisis on the southern border.
Even as Harris worked to bring billions of dollars of private sector investments to Central America, the migration issue only got bigger, and the number of border crossings remained high.
We trust women. We won't go back.
When the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, Harris went on a nationwide tour to fight for reproductive rights.
And so don't get in our way, because if you do, we're going to stand up and we're going to organize and we're going to speak up and we're going to say, we're not having that. We're not playing that.
Harris also made history by becoming the first VP to visit an abortion provider.
It is only right and fair that people have access to the health care they need.
I think there's a general sense that at least since the Dobbs decision, that she's found her footing, that she's become more authentic, that she's been able to speak of her own views.
Stands for the right of a woman and all people to make decisions about their own body.
The vice president also put her weight behind several other key issues like gun safety, voting rights, and climate change.
The urgency of this moment is clear. The clock is no longer just ticking, it is banging. And we must make up for lost time.
Her record since being sworn in as vice president will be under more scrutiny than ever as she tries to move from the West Wing to the Oval Office.